Welcome to DittDott. My name is Amanda, and in today's video, we're going to be making this homemade creamy ranch and ranch seasoning so that you can make homemade ranch anytime you want within just a few minutes. Well, let's get started. To get started so that it is always easy to make homemade ranch because you just always have the seasoning on hand, I like to mix up a big kind of batch of my homemade ranch seasoning. And then once you have this in your spice cabinet, making homemade ranch is just so simple that you won't be reaching for the store-bought bottles ever again. And it tastes so much better. So I never actually measure because, you know, anybody who follows my channel knows that I'm not a recipe follower, but I do have a tablespoon here so that we can kind of guesstimate together. So I'm going to start off with probably about 2 tablespoons of onion powder. And then I'm going to do the same of garlic powder. Now this is not garlic salt. I'm not going to add salt to my mix. I like to add it separately, but you could add it in too. I don't know why I always keep it separate. It's just one of those things that, you know, when you start doing it that way, you just kind of continue doing it that way. So now let's see, parsley, dried parsley, and you want to make sure that your herbs are always nice, fresh, and bright green. Don't use old herbs. So I used almost a full tablespoon of the parsley, and I'm going to have some dried chives here, and I'm going to go ahead and put in a tablespoon of those. And the last herb that we're going to use is dill. And again, this one goes like it'll turn brown pretty quickly. So you know, don't buy this one in bulk. You want it to stay nice and fresh. And I like a lot of dill, so I'm going to go ahead and use a whole tablespoon. Now, if you want your herbs to be more processed and fine in your ranch dressing, you can throw this in like a magic bullet or a spice grinder, and then that way you'll have them all mixed up together as a fine dust. But I don't mind the big pieces, so I just usually stir them up in my tin that I'm having here and just give them a good shake, and I'll just use them like this. All right, so now once we have this, then it's really, like I said, super easy to assemble a homemade ranch dip or dressing. So let's clear this away and we'll make some ranch dressing. Okay, to make homemade ranch dressing, you're going to start off with your favorite mayonnaise. And if you want to make this a low-fat ranch dressing, you can use a low-fat ingredients. I personally always use full-fat everything. But you're going to start off with about, oops, just made a big mess there, equal parts mayonnaise and sour cream. And you can also switch the sour cream out for a thick Greek yogurt. Let me clean this up. I like it both ways. The Greek yogurt will give a little bit more tang than the sour cream will, but depending on what brand you use, but I think they are, you know, both of them are really tasty depending on what. So this yogurt, this sour cream has been sitting in my fridge, so there's a little bit of the way here. I'll show you, I'll pour it in. That's okay. I actually like that because it'll help thin out your ranch. But if you are going for a much more thicker dip, then you might want to pour the whey, that's the liquidy part of the sour cream, or stir it in first. But if you pour it out into the sink, then you'll be left with a thicker base. So I'm just going to go ahead and stir my mayonnaise and sour cream in together. And then I'm going to add a splash of lemon juice. I like this brand because it's not from concentrate. You can see I have a big bottle of it. I go through so much of this, but fresh lemon is, you know, definitely even better, but just like a teaspoon, you know, and you can adjust it to your taste, but I just put a little bit of that in there and give that a stir. Man, I am sloshing stuff everywhere today. Anyway, so now we're going to go ahead and add in our seasoning. I don't know why I closed this. Oh, wait. I want to give it a nice good shake. And again, we're going to do this to taste. So I'm going to start off with about 1.5 tablespoons. Stir that in. I have a whisk over here, but I'm just using my spoon. and add in a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Stir it up again. Okay, now let's talk about consistency. So this I would say is kind of a medium consistency. Again, if you want it to be a really thick dip, maybe put a little bit more mayonnaise, make sure you pour off that way in your sour cream and it'll be thicker. If you want it to be even more thinned out, so it's a like streaming kind of dressing, you could actually add in like a tablespoon of just whole milk, and that will be much more thin. Okay, so I chopped up some cucumbers so I can give it a quick taste, because you might want to add any of the ingredients if you feel like it's unbalanced. This blows those bottled ranches out of the park. Let's go ahead and talk about a couple of variations. So this is my base ranch. And again, I told you how to thin it out and thicken it out, but very quickly you can either mash up an avocado, or if you buy these little guacamole pods from the store, I buy these for snacks for my kids all the time. And if you add one of these pods to your ranch, all of a sudden you've got avocado ranch. And then you can always add some of your favorite hot sauce. I love this Red Hot, Frank's Red Hot. Add in a couple tablespoons of that. You've got a spicy ranch, put both of them together. I mean, the options are just endless. So sometimes I even add like paprika to the ranch to kind of give it a little bit of a different flavor that way. So, well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this really quick, simple recipe of homemade ranch, and let me know down in the comments if you are a ranch person and what is the strangest thing that you have put ranch on. I'll put it down in the comments what I think my strangest ranch combo is. I can't wait to hear what some of y'all's responses are. And if you have not already, make sure that you subscribe to my video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.